Hello, you guys. Happy Tip Thursday, leaders. I feel like my lips are so dry. All right, so here we go. Are you nervous? Just kidding. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about being paid a title and mediocrity. Mediocrity. I think it's mediocrity. I'm pretty sure it's mediocrity. But I want to talk to you guys about that. Hey, Emily, being paid a title and pushing forward is crucial to your business. It's crucial to your business. I heard through the grapevine that some people are leaders and they don't want anything more than to be mediocrity. That's what I thought. Okay, I got it. But they don't want to be directors, but they're leaders. Super confusing. Okay, so we're just gonna throw this out here for you. If you are a star consultant, a lead consultant, a superstar consultant, and you don't want to be a director, those titles don't depend on other people like being a certain title. They depend on GWV and you having your PRV. So if you're working your business and you're getting your minimum 500 PRV and you're teaching your team to work their businesses, you cannot stop your GWV. So that means you cannot stop yourself from becoming a director if you're working your business and your team is working their business and you guys are all continue to sponsor. Like, you can't stop. I'm very confused. You cannot stop yourself. So if that is you, I'm going to be very honest, because it is the most frustrating thing to have a director step down. Okay. If that is you, you need to step down before that happens and you need to take a non-leadership role. Okay. Because we are not here to be mediocre. We are not here to be mediocre. We can do the darn thing. Why are we not? Why are we not? Okay, our first step to that is going to be being paid a title consistently. That is number one, all right? So I went through, and math is not my strong suit, okay? But being paid a title is so important, but I went through and tried to like add some things up to give examples because that's how my kids' brains work. Maybe that will help somebody else. So I printed off this huge compensation plan. That was number one, okay? So with your compensation plan, I just want you to know, and we should all be on the same page as this, but I feel like sometimes people get confused. But with this, you have to check whatever your title is. If it's a lead, star, you've got to check these boxes in this top tier under monthly responsibilities, okay? So our leads need their 500 minimum PRV, 1,000 GWV, and their 1 active frontline. If you've got 500 PRV and 1,000 GWV magically with no active frontline, you are not going to be paid a title. You have to have all of those. All the things have to be checked, okay? So we'll even use me as an example, okay? I'm over here, star director. I've got to have at least 500, which we're not being mediocre, right? We're doing more than that. So we're shooting for higher PRV than 500 because we're leaders. We're leading from the front. That's super important. I've got to have at least 30,000 GWV, 6,000 TWV because my directors are not a part of my TWV. Okay, GWV, but not TWV. And then over here, look, I've got to have at least 3 active frontline, and I've got to have 2 first-gen directors. If I've only got 1 first-gen director, but everything else is checked, I'm not paid a title. I might have my little rings filled, but I'm not paid a title because I only had the 1 director, right? Hypothetically. Okay, so that is super important. So that's number 1. You've got to be paid a title. Why? Why is this important? Okay, so here's where my little math calculations come in. You're leaving money on the table. That's your money. You've worked hard. You've worked hard to get where you at. You deserve that money. That's yours, all right? So if I'm a lead consultant and I have 1 teammate, right? And remember, my 1 teammate's active. That's when we get to come to the bottom tier, okay? We checked all the boxes up here in our thing, in our title, and now I get to come to the bottom, okay? So I'm a lead. I get 25% commission, okay, unless I've hit 2K PRV. Then I get the extra 5%, which is super cool. But for my own personal wholesale volume, I get another 2%. That's amazing, okay? And then Sensi says, good job, Anya, for teaching your team, and your teammate is active, and now you're paid a title. Here's 2% of whatever their TWV is. You guys, Why would you not? Why would you leave that money on the table? That's yours. Like, claim it, okay? You should be tenacious in getting that. That's your TWV, all right? So here's the thing. This is my calculation. If you're a star consultant, okay, and you've got 2 certified teamies, okay, say they each have 1K TWV, that's $80. That's $80 that you're like, meh, I don't need an extra $80. Y'all, I go get my nails done. I'm about to go get me a coffee. Like, that's $80. That's good money. Why would I just be like, oh, well, guess I don't need that? Why? I'm super confused. I don't understand. Why do I not want that? Okay, now say I'm a star and I've got those 2 certified teamies, each with 1K TWV, and I've also got 1 lead. Okay, say she has 1K TWV. All right, that's $100, not including the 4% that you get from your wholesale volume, from your personal wholesale volume when you're paid at title as a star consultant, okay, and your commission. That's money. Like, I don't understand why people are so okay with going backwards. If you had a $1,000 check 5 months ago, and today you had a $200 check, that's a problem. That is not okay. Like, you guys, come on. No, we don't want to do that. If you are not moving forward, there is no being stagnant in this business. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. Okay? We've got to be moving forward. And I was talking to my husband about this. I always like run my stuff over with him first before I say it. And he's like, especially in your guys' line of work. He's like, because if you're not willing to do it, that girl sitting over there is. And there's more than one of you on that person's Facebook that is looking to join. So if you're not willing to put in the work, someone is coming behind you that's willing to put in the work. Like, we've got to keep going and moving forward, okay? We've got to stop choosing mediocrity. We've got to stop saying, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't want to be a director. I'm okay with being a star for 4 years. No, we are not. We are not okay with being a star for 4 years. We are not okay with that. We're not okay with being a star for over a year. We're going to keep pushing and we are going to make it happen, okay? We're going to keep growing. You cannot be stagnant, because you're going backwards. We want to go forwards, right? Very important, okay? So money is not everything, but it definitely creates a huge opportunity to do different things, right? Even when it comes to financial freedom. If you're like, okay, well, I'm really fine financially. Well, that's great. But I mean, blow a tire on the highway and you have to pay money that you weren't expecting. Well, there goes your $100 from you not being paid at title, right? Think about these things, okay? We've got to keep pushing. Yes, keep going, keep growing. It's got to be in our mindset to do that, all right? Another thing, why are you not wanting to bless others, whether they're on your team, right? Or other people who could use this business opportunity for their finances, for their sanity. Oh my gosh, how many people do you know that are like, I'm literally losing my mind right now? We've all like got freaking Blue's Clues Steve had to come talk to us, okay? He gave us a TED Talk the other day. Like, we all need some mental breaks. Scentsy can be that for people, all right? We need to be thinking about that. We want to help other people fulfill their visions for their futures, okay? So, you need to remember that. We need to remember that if we're sitting here like, oh, I really don't want to be a director and above, then we need to really be very honest with ourselves. We need to take a non-leadership role. Please stop being selfish, okay? Take a non-leadership role, all right? Think about that too, because if you're saying that, there's a reason. You've got to change your mindset. And I'm going to show you guys in the comments after this, director paychecks, okay? Because that's what you should be shooting for and above. And above. And some of you, you'll also notice, some of you are probably making more than some directors because you're putting in different work, right? Maybe you are more present. Maybe you're working harder. Maybe they had an off month. I don't know what the case is. But some of you will realize that it's not all about your title. It's about the work you're putting in, okay? So we're going to throw that out there. But we do want to be moving forward towards director, and we need to remember, director's not our end goal, all right? Very, very important. Very important, okay? We want to be pushing for the next level, not sitting at the title where we're at, okay? When GWV and active frontline are the key to promoting. That should be, come on, let's go. It's going to be a mindset. Pushing yourself to be better, pushing yourself harder is going to be a mindset shift, okay? We've got to be doing that. So we have to remember these things for our teamies, for our potential customers, for anybody when it comes into this business, and just remembering to pour in and love on them, but be willing to train them up, okay? Because you should be loving what you're doing. If you're not loving what you're doing, that's a problem too. That's not good. Scentsy is fun. It's work, but it's fun. You can do it on your own time. You get to have fun. You get to smell all the things. You get to meet all the people. You get to meet people, not even just customers, but teamies, leaders, other just people in general. It's so good. Scentsy is so good, all right? So be thinking of that. Also, you can 110%, over 110%, have the life that you desire. All the dreams, but we said we're not saying dreams, we're saying visions. All the visions you have for your future, for your kids' future, where you want it to be better than what you had, that is 110% possible in this business, but it's going to take work. Don't be afraid of work. It's not a bad thing, right? We're going to do it now so that our future self can have those things. That's what we're going to do. That's why we're changing our mindset to push ourselves to be better every single day, okay? So we're going to do the work now so we have that dream home. So we don't have those extra bills, right? So that we can put our kids through college and do all the things. That we don't have to say, nope, sorry, we can't afford that right now, baby. Right? We're going to push ourselves. We're going to push ourselves. So how? I'm not saying you have to do more, but I'm saying, before Chloe has said, do less better. And that is absolutely 100% true. That's something I've been working on this month. Okay, I've gone back to basics with my parties. I'm not doing all this fancy stuff. I've gone back to basics with my mail outs. Everything, I'm keeping it very simple. Okay, very, very simple. But that way I'm able to maximize my time, okay, to be able to do the things that I'm doing, but do them better. All right, so we're going to stick to the 3 legs. We're not focused on ridiculous stuff, all the fluff that doesn't matter. We're focused on our 3 legs. We've got our PRV, our sponsor, and our coaching. And at the very top of the stool, we've got our self-care. That is going to be how we're going to do this, okay? If you are not coaching your team up to help them get to where they want to be, the ones that want it, please do not spend time coaching people that don't want it. It's a waste of your time. That's not maximizing your efforts. That is not working smarter. That is working harder. That is literally the definition, okay? But if you're not coaching your team, if you've got someone reaching out to you or they are ready to promote but they don't know how, that's a problem. Please stop leaving that up to your director. That's not on your director. That's on you as their sponsor. They should know how to get to the next level. If I go through and I ask people, I had a girl the other day, I'm like, girl, you got your GWV to promote to a lead by yourself. You need a teamie. Do you want to promote? I don't know what that means and what that entails and how I do that. She wasn't my front line. Why? Why do you not know that? Why has no one talked to you about that? Why has your leader not looked at your numbers to say, holy crap, this girl could be promoting? That's not on the directors. That is on the sponsor, okay? The sponsors, you've got to step it up. You need to be not just sponsoring, but truly training your people. They need to know how to get to the next level if they want to get there, okay? They need to be shouted out for all the things. We've talked about this all before. But all these things, we've got to make sure that we're doing that, okay? So we've got to make sure that we're coaching, that we're sponsoring, okay? And that our PRV is rock solid. Then PRV first, PRV. Sponsoring, coaching, okay? Then we can pour into our teams and make sure that they have everything they need. We can do those coaching calls. We can be there for them. We can run those numbers. I've already ran numbers for who could promote in my group because it's crazy over here. These numbers are looking good. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and run them and send these people emails and let them know what they need to get to that next level, okay? We've got to be doing those things. We've got to make a plan, all right? We've got to make a plan. How do you get your people to want to get to the next level? Emily, we're going to get there in a minute. If you don't like your team, you need a new one. That's what we're going to say, okay? If you've got people who just don't want to get to the next level, those are not the people to focus on. You need to be focusing on sponsoring and loving on those people, okay? I'm telling you, it is frustrating. And Emily, I'm going to let you know, you are not the only one that has a whole bunch of hobbyists. I've got so many, and I love my hobbyists, don't get me wrong, but those are not the people I'm coaching, right? I'm going to coach the ones that are like, no, I do want the promotion. That's who we're looking at. I will check in with my hobbyists, make sure they're doing okay, but I'm focused on who wants the promotion, who wants big things. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time, right? So you've got this, Emily. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I'm telling you, you just keep keep sharing the blessing of the business, and that opportunity, it will come when someone's going to be like, yes, I want to do it. And they're going to be a rock star, and you're going to be like, this is what I've been waiting for. We're claiming it, Emily. Claiming it, girl. All right. I love this. Okay. So how do we do this? You've got to make a plan, you guys. You have to know where you want to go. Okay. That's going to be number one. Where do you want to go in this business? If you're literally sitting here, like I said before, and you're like, I don't want to be a director, you need to go. Just honest. I love you. I still love you, but you got to go because there are other people, right, who want that. Okay, let those teamies roll up to someone who does want to be a director, who is going to put the hard work in. Okay, yes, give challenges and help those to accept. Love that, Shonda. That's amazing. So we've got to make our plan. We've got to know where we want to go in this business. That's going to be huge. Have your vision out and know what you want to do. We've also always got to be willing to learn. Showing up to trainings, showing up to team meetings, right? Finding a training on YouTube and being uncomfortable, putting it in your own words, and then going live and giving that training on your director's page. All of those things are going to help you get to the next level and not stay in a stagnant position where you're like, oh, okay, I'm just happy sitting here being a star for forever. All of those things are going to work together, okay? You got to work when you don't want to. Yes, I know, it's crazy, but we got to work when we don't want to. The cool thing about this business, I feel like it's such a blessing, but it's a double-edged sword. No one's harping, you don't have a boss. No one's harping over you. Do your leaders want you to succeed? Absolutely. But if we're like, okay, I'm trying to help you out and you're just not listening and you don't care, then you just aren't listening and you don't care. There's nothing we can do about it. It's all on you. So it's this double-edged sword of where yes, it's amazing. I can do what I want to do in this business. I can do when I want to do it. But also that means you have to have the discipline on the other hand to actually do it when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, when you're scared, when you're nervous, when you're happy, when you're mad, when you're sad. You have to put in the work, okay? It's that double-edged sword. That's where discipline comes in, all right? Last night I sat on the couch and I told him, very honest with you guys, I told my husband, I was like, supposed to start a party tonight, but I'm tired. We had 2 football practices. We were doing all the things. I'm homeschooling the kids. I'm exhausted. And he's like, you better pull up your computer and get to work. Okay then. If you need someone to keep you accountable like that, reach out and be like, listen, I have to get this done today. I've done it with one of my director's page. She's one of my best people to keep me accountable. I'm like, I have to get this done today. Please check in 3 hours and be like, hey, did you do this? Ask for that, okay? If you need it, ask for that because sometimes you are tired. Of course, we're humans. We're not robots. We're not meant to keep going. That's why we have that self-care, okay? So, got to make sure you're showing up. Showing up is free, okay? And not just for your own personal business, but for your team. Talk to them. Get to know them. Train them. One of my downline messaged me this morning, and she's like, I just want you to know that I'm going to be kind of MIA. She's got a lot of heavy, oh my gosh, personal stuff. She just lost someone from COVID, and my heart was just so sad for her. And then I started thinking, I'm so thankful, though, that she knew she could come to me and ask for prayer. She knew, I'm just going to check in with Anya. Not that she has to at all, but, what a blessing that is for me, knowing, okay, she does see that I'm putting in effort. She does see that I want to get to know her, right? And now I'm here to be able to love on her a little bit through a hard time. It's one of my favorite things about this business. But anyways, your team should be able to come to you. They should know that they can come to you, okay? That you are, yes, it's a business, but we still love our people, all right? We're not going to deal with all the BS because we have boundaries, but we still love our people. We're going to love them hard, okay? So talk to your team, train them up, all right? Train them up. They should know how to get to the next level. They should know how to do it, all right? They should know that you are rooting for them. They need to know you're on their side. You guys remember, some of your teammates have nobody supporting them, right? Some of them have families that are like, that's a pyramid scheme and this is ridiculous, but you know it's not. Be that cheerleader for them, okay? I'm not saying to be up their butts every single day talking to them. No, but you need to be there. Front and down line, be there where you can, okay? Super, super important. All right. Again, Emily, we just went over this. You don't like your team, you got a bunch of hobbyists, people who aren't willing to work, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to start growing a new one. We're going to focus really, really heavy on our PRV and our sponsoring. All of the parties are going to give you access to all of the people. I guarantee you've not talked to every single person on your Facebook, okay? And I just went live on my team page talking about opportunities, opening your mouth, right? One of my go-tos, if someone's complaining or they're not even complaining, but just life is so hard, right? I had this surprise expense. That is my in when I'm scrolling intentionally on Facebook to be like, hey, I got a join kit. You ever thought about making some extra money doing Scentsy? That's my in right there. And maybe they haven't, but I just planted a seed. Okay? I can follow up with them later. So think about that. Yes, Emily! Love it! 3 new teamies. Girl, you got this. You're going to do big things. I'm excited for you. So I want you guys to think about this when focusing on being paid at title and getting to the next level, okay? Be so hungry for success and so disciplined in your Scentsy business that you are willing to put in the work. You're willing to put in the work. And don't stop yourself. This is something I've actually really had to work on this year. I've realized that I stop myself. Once I get to my goal, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make another one, but my next one is like really small. Like, what? What am I doing? That's not okay. Why is my next one small? Why am I not pushing myself, okay? Because if you choose not to be the best version of yourself and work towards being the best version of yourself, you will never know what could have been in your life, in your business, who you would have come across, okay? Any of those things. And I'll just tell you this, Scentsy has a weird way of working it out to bring people to you that you will look at and you'll sit here and you'll be like, how did I ever live without this person in my life? How did this happen? Or like one of my people, one of my stars, she was a friend from like 3rd grade in Korea. Our parents were in the military together and we hung out and we didn't really talk, right? Now she's on my team and we talk and we laugh and we talk about each other's kids. Like Scentsy has this weird way of like bringing things around and bringing people in and you're like, what? Sometimes it's people you didn't even know and you're like, man, now that person's a really good friend of mine, but I don't know them in person. I just know them because of Scentsy, and that's what happens when you're expanding your network, okay? So we're gonna keep pushing. We're not gonna make a little goal after we hit our goal. We're gonna make another big goal because we're gonna do it now so that our future self will thank us, okay? That's what we're doing. We're done with being mediocre. We're done with not being paid at title. That is your money. That is your money. Stop leaving it on the table, okay? And if you're like, man, I'm trying, but my people are not working, we're going to focus on sponsoring and we're going to start having all of the conversations. You've got to open your mouth. You've got to talk. You've got to throw it out there. All right. Get uncomfortable. That's how we get paid at title. That's how we move up. That's what we're doing. We're not sitting here like, yes, here I am. Even me, I'm over there looking at the superstar directors at their summit, like with FOMO. Like, dang, man. See? Your dog breeder after 10 years. Shonda, that's amazing. See? Look what Scentsy does. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's kind of weird. I like it. So it's kind of weird. It kind of freaks me out sometimes, to be honest. But we're stopping being mediocre. We're going for the next level, okay? We're doing all the things, and we are putting in the work because this fall and winter is the time to do it. It's the time to do it. I'm telling you, it's going to be so good, all right? So y'all, get to work, and I'll talk to y'all later.